Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Fat Katz Podcast, the best sports podcast in the land. I am your co-host, Warren Sewell, joined by the big dog, Cam Taylor. And we do got some good news that we did not give a shout out about last week. But, Cam, I think I said this, episode 31. Yeah, all our listeners, I'm repeating myself. But anyway, here in North Carolina, congratulations to all the high school athletes. High school playoff football is back. The best time to be a North Carolina football high school athlete. So shout out to all the boys that are listeners. Shout out to the Butler alum. Shout out to the Butler players. Same with Wake Forest. So Cam, what's up with you, my brother?
Yeah, man, I'm doing well. All the high schoolers out there, this is where you kind of leave your legacy, leave your mark on your school and around the state. A lot of guys get brought up, a lot of memories are had from this time of the year. So enjoy it, have fun, and go win some football games, especially to my Butler Bulldogs. But like War said, first week of November out of the way. College basketball's back. I cannot be more excited. But want to remind everybody before we get into it, find us on Spotify and YouTube. Just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. That's KATZ. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Let me know if you guys want me to do any player breakdowns. I'm gonna come with them pretty heavily here coming up. But yeah, man, super excited to get into this one. 31, kind of an odd number, but a lot of really great players. Ward, how's your week been so far? How was your weekend?
Cam, while you were talking, a couple things to touch on, and for all of our audience, these next few numbers, expect really from like 29 through 39. A lot of defensive backs are going to be within these numbers. But that's one thing I wanted to touch on, Cam. Something else I wanted to touch on. I want you to give a shout out to your Butler Bulldogs. Your boys are the 2 seed. Am I right? The 2 seed in 4A in the West?
2 or 3, I can't remember.
Well, anyway, that's very high. That's Butler. That's huge. I'm not sure when the last time you guys have been that highly ranked in the West, because anybody knows Charlotte high school football. It's it's tough. So shout out to Butler. Congratulations, and hope you boys make it out.
Yeah, man, great team this year. Last time we were a 2 seed was my junior year. They got a squad this year, man. They got a bunch of D1
Who beat y'all's junior year? Was it Mallard Creek?
That was Vance in the semifinals.
That's right.
So that was a rough one.
That was 4A or 4AA?
That's 4AA.
4AA, okay.
Yeah. I think I saw a list, and that was like a top 5 best game in Charlotte of the 2010s, which is crazy. But yeah, lost in triple overtime on a 2-point conversion.
And Vance sucks, by the way. Everybody knows that. They suck so bad they had to change their name. Now they're some weird name. But anyway.
Julius Chambers.
There we go. Yeah. Screw Chambers High School. They suck. Wake Forest beat them, by the way, the year after I left in the state championship. But anyway, touching on Wake Forest really quickly, Wake Forest is not having as hot of a year as Butler is. I mean, it's still not a bad year. I think we've lost 3 games so far. We are a 16 seed. We did win in the first round. We are playing the number 1 seed in the second round, Roseville High School, which is about 2 miles down the road. And Roseville is very good. They have some good recruits over there, big dogs, or some big names over there. But anyway, Cam, I do want to announce this, and this is unfortunate that I have to announce this. We don't have it in our outline, but we do have some breaking news coming out of Hillsborough Street in Raleigh, North Carolina. MJ Morris, our NC State starting quarterback, who has had the 2 biggest wins the past 2 weeks over Clemson and over Miami, has entered the transfer portal. Cam, I'm not going to read the text that I sent you, but I'm just going to say it on here. What the fuck is going on? Excuse my language, but what is going on?
Yeah, man. You sent me the article. I talked to some sources, and there's definitely a rift between the coaching staff and the MJ Morris camp, especially when it comes to NIL. I didn't see the news that he had transferred. I guess that just came out.
No, he's not. I'm sorry. I missed that. He is sitting out. He's redshirting the rest of the year. But you know what that?
It's a 4. I mean, without saying it, he's trying to save a year of eligibility so that he can play another year somewhere else. But yeah, he was taking scout team reps behind your boy this week, and Mr. Armstrong and NC State, man. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that we can't talk about right now, but there's a lot going on, guys.
Dave Dorn, with his win over Miami, becomes the winningest coach in NC State football history, and so obviously we're riding high. We just beat Miami, who's preseason ranked top 14. We beat Clemson, who's won 2 national championships in the past 10 years, back to back. We're 6-3. We're playing really good. We're bowl eligible now. We have Virginia Tech. We have Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, Carolina. So 2 out of those 3 games. Oh, Cam, I have to jump off camera for a second. My connection's getting a little messed up. But anyway, 2 out of those 3 games we are favored to win in. And anyway, now this happens. We have Brennan Armstrong. Brennan Armstrong's the same quarterback that put up 13 points against UConn this year, Cam. So not a good look for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, man, it's just a definitely a weird turn of events. You finally feel like MJ Morris is the guy. There's a lot of stuff going on in that locker. I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lot of stuff going on in that locker room with the coaches, with players. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave that till everybody in the situation's gone. But yeah, a lot going on in Raleighwood right now.
Hope the boys can still pull it out. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. But that was kind of a sad note.
But yeah, Cam, it's been a great week so far, my friend.
Besides that, yeah.
Besides NC State dropping a bomb on me at about 2:00 or 1:00 today. Been a good week, Cam. What about you? How's your week been, brother?
Yeah, man, it's been good. Super busy at work the past few weeks with football season starting here and basketball ramping up and NASCAR still going on. But we love it, man. This is what we do. We do it for a reason. But,
Cam, you want to hear a crazy stat real quick before we hop into it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
You have spent over 24 hours together podcasting live on YouTube and Spotify. Isn't that crazy? The boys have been live podcasting with our mics, by the way. And I do have my mic now. So for anybody that's talking crap about my audio, I got it fixed. But anyway, we have spent over 24 hours together, Cam, talking sports, talking shit, talking ball, giving some hot takes.
Just guys being dudes, man.
It's guys being dudes.
But as we get into it, man, first favorite forgotten, episode 31. Ward, I'm gonna let you tee it off here, big dog.
Yep, my first is gonna be the Indianapolis bad boy, Mr. Reggie Miller.
Yep, and spoiler alert, he'll be coming up later. Yeah. My first was Cam Chancellor, man. Bam Cam, who I got the nickname from. I think we had Earl Thomas a couple episodes ago. Legion of Boom, man, had some savages on that team, and Cam Chancellor was the man amongst men. Cam Chancellor was the first that came to mind.
Yeah, Cam Chancellor also came to mind, and I knew he was going to be on yours, so I had to hold out on that one. But my second, my favorite, is actually going to be Cam Curl. For anybody that does not know who Cam Curl is, he's number 31 for the Washington Commanders. He's actually a top 6 ranked safety in the NFL now, according to PFL. According to PFF, Pro Football Focus. Cam Curl's going to get paid this year, so hopefully we're the ones that pay him and it's not somebody else. Cam Curl was a 7th round draft pick in 2020 COVID year, 2019. Same year Chase Young got drafted. But yeah, it's a pretty cool story there. But Cam Curl is my favorite 31.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what, one thing about the Commanders, they're going to hit on some late round draft picks.
Yeah. Just not early round draft picks, Cam. We trade them all away.
Unfortunately. But I said he was coming up. Here he is, my favorite 31, Reggie Miller. Growing up, Pops was a big Reggie Miller fan. Watching the Winning Time 30 for 30 about him and the Knicks rivalry. Reggie Miller was that guy, and he's my favorite 31 for sure. Yep.
And Cam, my forgotten 31 is going to be Cam Chancellor. Just because I haven't watched him play in a while, so he's my forgotten. He's a legend. Legends never die, but he's my forgotten.
Love it. My last one's going to be Jamal Lewis. Played running back in the 2000s. I think the entirety of the 2000s. Played for the Browns and the Ravens. I should hate this guy. I don't. He's one of those running backs, just the big bell cow running back of the 2000s, and he was super fun to watch. He's also probably the last 31 I can think of off the top of my head. So
yeah, it was hard to think of him this week. I can tell you that.
But yeah, Jamal Lewis getting my favorite here for episode 31. Ward, let's move on to game balls, man. It's been a great week of football here, getting basketball started, but
yep.
I think we're staying in the football realm here for weekly game balls this week.
It has been a great week of football, Cam. I think it's been week 9 of NFL and week 10 of college football. It's crazy that we're this far into the season, like the snap of a finger already, but I think this has been one of the best weeks. NFL is officially halfway over, regular season officially halfway over, but and Cam, it's a really good week for me because obviously the Commanders and NC State won in the same week. Buy a lottery ticket, folks. Doesn't happen very often. But anyway, my first game ball is going to be to the man, the myth, the legend, the CJ Stroud, who actually broke a rookie record this week for a single game rookie record for, I think it was his throwing yards. He threw for like 465 yards and 5 touchdowns. Crazy statistics he put up. But and Cam, I know I texted you this, and Steelers fans, everybody, all Cam's family is listening. I'm sorry to hear this, but CJ Stroud through 9 games has now actually thrown for more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett has in a year and a half. So because of that stat, Cam, I got to give CJ Stroud my game ball. And really quick, before you give me your game ball, I asked a Panthers fan this yesterday. I want you to tell me the same thing. If you can go back 6 months in time, knowing what you know now, does CJ Stroud get drafted first overall over Bryce Young yesterday?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I said the same thing. My Panthers friend.
But let me say, though, Bryce was the pick at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's easy to have revisionist history. Bryce was the pick at that time. Like, that was the right pick.
He was.
My first game ball going to my guy Deontay Johnson. Ward, this is crazy. This is his first touchdown pass from a quarterback not named Ben Roethlisberger.
No, I didn't know that. That's cool.
It was his first touchdown reception in 655 days.
Wow.
It was his first touchdown reception in 119 straight receptions. Deontay Johnson finally got in the box, man. I'm happy for him. I love DJ. Real quick on your Kenny Pickett thing. CJ Stroud might have more passing touchdowns, but Kenny Pickett is 12-5. So
that's true.
Only stats that matter to me are wins and losses, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I tell people how good Sam Howell's stats are all the time. I had a big argument with why I think Sam Howell is better than Dak Prescott based off stats. And I do think that, by the way. We'll get into that next. We'll get into that later. But, yeah, that is a great stat, Cam. My next game ball this week is actually going to go to the man that is now 1-0 as a head coach, Mr. Antonio Pierce. You know, the Raiders head coach, by the way, if anybody didn't know that. But he went in. The Giants came into town. I love seeing somebody beat the hell out of the Giants, and the Raiders did that. Good for Antonio Pierce. He actually played for the Giants back in the day, won a Super Bowl with the Giants. But I get to watch him I get to watch him beat up on the Giants, and the Raiders had that rookie quarterback start. He had his first win too. So maybe there's something brewing over there in Vegas. But shout out to Antonio Pierce.
So Aiden O'Connell, man.
Yeah.
Not my last. I'm breaking the rules, man. I've got 4 game balls.
No, nothing wrong with that, brother.
Jalen Milroe, getting my second game ball here. He had 374 all-purpose yards and 4 touchdowns, no turnovers against the LSU Tigers this weekend. A lot of people wrote Jalen Milroe off, me included. He's bounced back, man, and I'm a big thing. One of my big things is the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect was. So Jalen Milroe, I'm sorry, you played a hell of a game on Saturday. 2 honorable mentions: Tank Dell, who was a former Bam Bam's top dog member before the draft, documented. You can find it. And Butler, out of Butler, we were talking about it earlier. I had a coach named Anthony McGill who played at Butler. This season, his son, Anthony McGill Jr., became the first son of a former player to play for the Butler Bulldogs. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
So those are our weekly game balls, man. Top stories, college basketball is back. Ward, you want to go into your NC State analysis real quick?
I'm going to pass the ball off to you and let you go first because I know college basketball is your thing. Kentucky's your boys. I can speak all day football, basketball. I can speak about 50%. So, Cam, let's hear about them Wildcats.
Yeah, man. Wildcats starting off the season 1-0 after a big win last night. My big thing about this team is, one, this team has fun playing basketball. That's not something that you could say about the past few teams. They're loose. They play loose. They cheer for each other, which is another thing you haven't seen very often.
Mm-hmm.
Cal is wearing suits again, Ward.
No way. Okay.
Hair slicked back. No, this seems.
Oh, my God. We have some breaking news. The Rams are signing quarterback Carson Wentz. Cam, I'm so sorry to cut you off.
You're good. I saw that before. I'll say I didn't think it was worthy of breaking news. He's gonna be the backup for Matt Stafford.
He's gonna be awful.
Well, Matt Stafford's playing this week. He's the insurance policy.
Okay. Go on about Kentucky. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, this team has fun, man. A lot of young guys with a lot of upside. They're playing without 3 7-footers that are going to be healthy at some point this season, one of which is projected to be a top 5 draft pick. My thing about this team, there's not a team in America that's going to be able to guard these guys off the bounce. At all times, they're going to have 4 guys on the court that can dribble and shoot. This is going to be a fun team, man. When Aaron Bradshaw comes back, they've got Final Four ceiling for sure.
Love to hear it, Cam. So you guys, all right, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I want you to say yes or no.
All right.
SEC champions, yes or no?
Regular season, no. Tournament, yes.
Like it. Like to hear it. Okay. So what is Kentucky's draft? What is their rank right now, top 25?
I think they're
top 5?
I think they're 18 right now.
18?
18 with
really?
3 7-footers out. That was the thing. That was
okay. Okay, interesting. So top 3 seed in the NCAA tournament yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. That's the only question I had to ask. Love to hear it. Final 4, yes or no?
Yes.
Love to hear it, man. But awesome. So let me get into NC State. So just like the Kentucky Wildcats, the NC State Wolfpack started out 1-0 last night. The boys beat the West Point Rejects Citadel, beat them by 15. We looked pretty good. I was talking to my friend Connor James, who's a big NC State basketball fan earlier. And the thing is about NC State, we have a lot of transfers. We have a 5-star Rice from Kentucky, from Kansas. He's hurt right now, but he's going to be playing for us. We also had a big transfer from Clemson. Big man's going to be playing for us. We do have 2 starters returning back. We did lose a lot of people. We lost 2 of our guards to the NBA. They are in the G League, Joyner and T. Smith. But it's really going to be about our guard play. So our guard play is going to have a lot. The ACC is obviously stacked. Miami's good. Duke's good. Virginia's good. Carolina sucks. But anyway, going to be an interesting year. And Cam, if you have to ask my prediction, do we win the ACC tournament? No. Do we win the ACC regular season? No. Are we going to be between a 12 and an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament? Yes. And we'll make it to the Sweet 16 this year. How about that?
Sweet 16 run. I like it.
The boys are running strong in Raleigh. So as Dabo Sweeney says, a lot of people are writing these Wolfpack off. If you haven't already, you better buy that Wolfpack stock, Cam.
Okay, I like it. Are we beating Carolina this year?
At least we play them twice, so we always beat them once.
Okay, gotcha.
DJ Burns is also better than Anthony Baycott, by the way.
Well, his name's Armando Baycott.
Okay, that's how much I respect him.
I have a bone to pick with DJ Burns and whoever runs the roster for NC State basketball. DJ Burns is listed at 6'9", 275 pounds.
He slimmed down.
Ward, as a guy who's 350 plus, I can promise you DJ Burns is not 275.
He's had a big offseason. He's slimmed down now.
I'll believe it when I see it, man.
They call DJ Burns slim thick because he slimmed down now.
I think they just call him thick with 2 C's, dog. But we got Daniel Jones, unfortunately, out for the year. For the Giants, I've got a friend who's a Giants fan, and he's not happy about it, but he says this is their chance to tank, get a top 3 pick. Man, I don't see it. I will say, this DeVito cat, they're trotting out at quarterback, man. He's liable to go 0-8 because he is.
Yeah, man,
awful.
You know, as a Commander fan, I hate to see Daniel Jones get hurt, but Daniel Jones is undefeated against us. He has never lost against Commanders in his tenure. He's lost 1 time against Commanders with his tenure in New York. But yeah, man, it also scares me seeing them have this high of a pick. You know why, Cam? Because we have to play the Giants twice a year. They're not going to draft an offensive lineman. They're not going to draft a quarterback. There's a man out of Ohio State that is extremely good. His dad was a legend for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't want to play this guy twice a year. This man is named Marvin Harrison Jr. So the Giants better start winning so they don't have to draft this guy. But yeah, the big thing. All right, yeah, Cam, I do want to ask you this. I was listening to this on ESPN this morning. If the Cowboys have, or if the Giants have, I don't know, if they have a shot to get Caleb Williams, are they taking him or not?
The Giants?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Caleb Williams is there. You think the Giants take him?
Yeah, 100%. I think if they get a top 3 pick, they will get one of Caleb Williams or Drake May.
Dude, I don't know, man. They just paid Daniel Jones, though. They gave Daniel Jones a lot of money. They gave him $20 million a year.
I
or
don't
18 mil a year.
Don't care if one of those two guys.
I would say for them, if Drake May or if Caleb Williams is there taking, but Drake May, I don't know.
I would take him personally. I've seen enough of Daniel Jones to know what I got.
Yeah.
If I can get one of those two guys, I'm taking him.
But, I don't know. Who knows, man?
We do have Kyler Murray scheduled to come back from injury.
All
this
that
week.
Kyler, I don't know who's picked him up in fantasy. It's gonna be a good pickup. You already got him.
Yeah, I got him. I will say I'm going to wait a week because COD does drop this week. I don't see him getting in the playbook too much with COD dropping. But yeah, Kyler Murray back. Supposed to be this week, but maybe next week.
That is hilarious, Cam. I do want you to. You're the king of social media, so I do want you to post one of those TikToks of Kyler Murray playing COD and week 1 or week 10 playbook. But anyway, Cam, I do want to get into something. I want to ask you about this. Hearing a lot of stuff about Jim Harbaugh right now. What the hell is going on in Ann Arbor, Michigan?
Yeah, man. So I've got the timeline here. So for anybody who doesn't know, Michigan is knee deep in a cheating scandal, a sign stealing scandal that started out. I think I said on the show, I didn't think it was a big deal when it first came out. Everybody cheats. But as each day passes, something
get worse and worse.
Something else comes out, and it's like, yeah, gosh. But October 25th, Michigan comes under NCAA investigation for allegedly scouting future opponents in person or in common parlance, stealing football signals. The same day, ESPN reported that an assistant named Connor Stallions bought tickets to games at various Big Ten schools and 4 games at non-conference playoff contenders over 3 seasons. Kind of a light day of news, the 26th. The 27th, it comes out that an anonymous former Division III football coach claimed that Stallions paid him to record future Michigan opponents in person, which is a violation. This was confirmed via public Venmo transactions.
Wow.
Between Stallions and other people. In the description, it said what it was for as well, which makes it worse.
No.
Yeah. October 31st, Central Michigan is investigating allegations that Stallions attended one of its games against Michigan State wearing Central Michigan apparel. Pictures circulated online that show a man who resembles Stallions at the game in a Chippewa's hat, team gear, and sunglasses that have the capability to record.
No.
November 3rd, Stallions resigns from his post at Michigan. So that's like the bare bones of this story, Ward. What I didn't mention, Connor Stallions, it came out that he has a 600-page manifesto on how he's going to take over the University of Michigan program. Hand up, I will pay a lot of money to get my hands on that book. A blog post resurfaced from years ago of him planning out how he's going to take over the Michigan program and also saying that he has done this in the past. And unrelated to this story, a former staffer is being investigated for sexually harassing a minor. The Big J Michigan journalist sat on this story and video for 3 weeks before it surfaced.
Good God. Cam, that's good God.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
No crap. It's giving me some, like, I hate to say it, but this guy that has all these allegations against him, man, this is not Xbox 360 NCAA 14. No. You can't just go and take over a Power 5 program, one of the biggest historic football programs ever, a college football blue blood in Michigan. But, yeah, not sure what's going on, Cam. I think we might be seeing the end days of Jim Harbaugh, my friend.
Yeah, man. And, like, I was talking with some of my buddies here.
I didn't know it was that deep.
There's a lot, and I left some stuff out. Like, you can go into the hole on this stuff, but man, this has to be the one that like kind of breaks Michigan.
Yeah, because I know they. There's no shot they get in the playoff now, and I'm sure obviously time will tell how much this is actually gonna. I'm curious whether this is going to explode in the off season or if this is going to explode in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Another nugget of this, Connor Stallions was with the team in 2019. He skipped the COVID season, which they went like 2 and whatever. And then he came back for the previous 2 seasons. Mm. So the one season he wasn't on staff, they had a bad. There's videos of him.
Harbaugh had to do something.
Well, there's videos of him in play callers' ears and you can read his lips. He's saying run right, and they're changing up the signs for the defense.
Really?
Like every day there's a video surfacing of something crazy. The CMU stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
Because nobody on the CMU staff knew who that guy was once the pictures came out. So I mean, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
The journalist sitting on this video of this grown man.
I wonder what Ohio State fans have to say about that.
There's a rumor that Ohio State has hired private investigators.
No way. Oh, it wouldn't surprise me a bit.
This is this is a nutso story, man. If you have time, get into it.
I want to listen to like a podcast or something on it, or listen to.
If you want to listen to a podcast on it, it's right here.
Hey, you listen to the big dog. I didn't know about all of that stuff. Holy crap!
No, we can do an emergency podcast for just that. But,
yeah. I'm glad you know how to talk. You can talk your stuff on. I would say I knew nothing about it, not to that extent.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff. I mean, literally every day that comes out, and it gets worse and worse each day. But yeah, man, that's the overview on Michigan. If you have any questions, man, I'm pretty much an expert at this stuff now. Like this has been my past 2 weeks. It's just reading about this stuff. So if you do have any questions, we can cover it in the next podcast, or I can just text with you guys.
Yeah. But so is Harbaugh done or not?
He should be, but I've seen over and over again with the NCAA that powerhouse programs just get slaps on the wrist.
Yeah, but at the same time, like there's a perfect example. That Northwestern coach this year, something was going on. He was not directly involved. Gone. And you can't compare everything that happened at Penn State.
Let me say that's Northwestern.
That's true.
Let's go to basketball real quick. Kansas had like 18 level 1 allegations, and they had to like take down a banner. Carolina all those years with the
Carolina had everything. You name it, Carolina had it.
Did they ever get in trouble?
No.
I will believe that the NCAA will punish Michigan when it happens.
Yeah.
If this was Oklahoma State, it would already been done.
I tell you, if this was Kentucky or NC State, they'd forfeit the last 3 years of wins.
Let me say one more thing on this. We can poop on this Connor Stallions guy. Every coach in America wishes they had a guy like that on their staff.
Absolutely.
And also a guy that will do that and also fall on the sword. He hasn't said anything. He put out a public statement that said Jim Harbaugh had nothing to do with this. I did this completely.
So what was his he wasn't a GA, was he?
He was a GA and an analyst.
Interesting. Okay.
It's crazy, man. He
is risking it for the biscuit, let me tell you.
Yeah, for sure. Another allegation, let's talk about it real quick. I got a notification an hour before Kentucky tipped off that New Mexico State, who they played last night, had allegations against them in a lawsuit that players had taken firearms into the facility and sexually assaulted teammates.
Wait, ho. What players?
Players on New Mexico State last season, who also, this is another crazy story. New Mexico State last year had to stop their basketball season, Ward. I don't know if you knew this.
I didn't know that.
They had a player murder somebody.
Oh God.
And then
Alabama.
Yeah, I know. And then it came out that they had players bringing firearms into the basketball facility and sexually assaulting players. Like,
can I say it? But
crazy.
Anyway, there must be some Brokeback Mountain stuff going on in New Mexico. Hey,
dude, this is allegation podcast, man. We're going to deep dive into all of it.
In the great state of Kentucky and the greatest state of North Carolina, you will never hear about. Maybe in Chapel Hill you'll hear about stuff like this, but in the regular parts of North Carolina, you will not hear about stuff like this going on. But anyway, Cam, we've been rambling and dambling. What happened in Week 9 of NFL football?
Yeah, man, it was a
big
fun
win for the Steelers.
Big win for the Steelers against. I said it, man. We had to put a stop to this Will Levis hype train. As bad as I wanted to, as bad as I hated that we had to do it, we had to do it. Steelers win 20-16 on Thursday night. Kenny Pickett, like I said, touchdown pass to Deontay Johnson. A game where George Pickens had 2 receptions for -1 yards.
Oh wow!
How
did Najee Harris play? Did he do anything or not?
He had a touchdown.
Did he? Okay.
Jalen Warren had 90 yards. The offense looked good, man. Matt Canada is like on this weird bi-weekly schedule, I guess, where 1 week he looks awesome, next week he's terrible. Broderick Jones started at right tackle, our first-round pick. He was awesome. But the story out of this is Joey Porter Jr., man. Joey Porter Jr. covered DeAndre Hopkins across the field. I think he gave up 1 reception for 17 yards when he was covering DeAndre Hopkins. Joey Porter has been awesome for the Steelers.
He's good, and we did not draft him. We passed up on him to draft Emmanuel Forbes. But anyway, long story short.
Hey, Emmanuel Forbes, former Bam Bam's top dog. So
Emmanuel Forbes played very good this week too. He only gave up 1 catch to Juju, former Steeler. But anyway, I'll get into the Commanders. Don't really have too much to say. We strung it together. We won. Sam Howell threw for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has thrown for 680 yards and 5 touchdowns the last 2 games. 1 interception. So Sam's playing good, and they came out. Ron Rivera came out and said Sam Howell will be our quarterback of the future, and all the players are riding behind him. So love to see the support finally that I have not seen in years in Washington. Sorry, the sun's getting a little in my face. But anyway, Cam, I don't know why we're just now talking about this. We need to go buy lottery tickets. State won, Kentucky won, Steelers win, Commanders win, all in the same week. When does this happen?
Yeah, doesn't happen often. I want to say shout out Sammy Sosa, man. Sammy Howell, Sun Valley product. We love him down here. Ward, you had a hot take that the Commanders want to win another football game, I feel like. Is that true?
And we tried everything. We did everything we could to lose this game. So Ron Rivera bought himself another week. But Cam, the remainder of our schedule, we play the Cowboys twice. We play who else? I'll have to pull up the schedule. We have the second hardest strength of schedule in the NFL. So we play the 49ers. I know that we play Cowboys twice, 49ers. We play this week we play the Seahawks, which was a playoff team. Yeah, we got a tough stretch. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Play the Jets. The Jets are okay, but
they're bad.
Yeah.
We did see two in division foes face off for you. The Eagles come out victorious 28-23 over the Cowboys on Sunday night. Fun game, man. The refs were a big topic of discussion after the game, but I think me and you are on the same spectrum here. When we get to see the Cowboys lose, we're happy.
Everybody's happy to see the Cowboys lose, and Cowboys fans are going to grasp on to any type of excuse they can. But no, this Eagles team's the real deal. The Cowboys look really good too, and I do think these teams play each other in Week 17 this year. The Eagles have a big stretch while the Cowboys do not. And the Eagles still have to play the Bills and the Chiefs. And they also play the 49ers. So, all right, I'm sorry. I'm getting all mixed up. I'm sorry, Cam. Anyway, long story short, I think it's going to end up coming down to the Cowboys-Eagles Week 17. Winner takes the division.
Gotcha. Huge shout out to CeeDee Lamb, man.
Yeah.
As each week goes on, he reminds me more and more why he's as highly regarded as he is. Tony Pollard needs to figure it out, man.
Yep.
As a Tony Pollard fantasy owner in 2 leagues, mind you, dude's got to figure it out how to play football. But yeah, fun game. Dak. I mean, it comes down to Dak winning the game, and of course, what happens. But there's never a moment that you feel comfortable that Dak's going to win a game in that situation. But yeah, huge win for the Eagles. No, I mean, were there any super standouts for the Eagles, or was it felt like it was just like an all around really good game for everybody?
All around, yeah. I don't really think they had any crazy. The AJ Brown played good. Obviously, Devontae Smith played good. Per
usual, yeah.
AJ Brown didn't put up his 150 yards that he's done the past 4 games, but he played good. He scored a touchdown.
The 9:30 game in Germany, a game where you told everybody that would listen to hammer the over.
Yeah.
We saw one of the ugliest football games I could remember. Chiefs come out victorious 21-14 over the Dolphins. We saw 1 defensive touchdown on a Tyreek Hill fumble.
Yep.
My biggest takeaway, and again, I'm bringing it back to fantasy. Does Patrick Mahomes hate Travis Kelce? He didn't look at him, dude. I think he had 3 receptions. He didn't look at him, man.
Something about the German air. And I will say, too, I have a great excuse. I didn't even know that they were playing on Sunday morning until about 7 a.m. Sunday morning. I had no idea they were playing in Germany. I saw this game. I said, over. over. And then Madison, my girlfriend, by all means, tells me they're playing in Germany. And I told her, I was like, no, they're not. What are you talking about? Next thing you know, 9:30 a.m. kickoff. And yeah, bet the under. I hope you did.
Yeah, hopefully you faded weight on that.
Yeah, hopefully you faded weight. That's why it's called fade weight.
College football, week 10, Ward. My Cats get a 24-3 victory in Starkville against the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
You faded yourself there, buddy.
Yeah, that was what we call an emotional hedge. This was a must-win for Mark Stoops and the Kentucky Wildcats. First time Kentucky has won in Mississippi State since 2008. We've played them every year since then. They're SEC West foe. First time in the Mark Stoops era that he has won in Starkville. So another door getting kicked down for the head man. But huge win. Devin Leary played his ass off. The wide receivers finally showed up to a game. No drops. Made some great plays on some balls, man. Super impressed with this Kentucky performance.
Great win to the Kentucky Wildcats. Devin Leary, former Wolfpack. Good win. NC State won as well. State had a huge win Saturday night. Carter Finley under the lights. We did not give up one touchdown to Miami. We shut down Tyler Van Dyke, made him turn the ball, or we had 2 interceptions on him. Boys played good, man. Offensively, we're still figuring it out, and we're going to have to figure it out again because we don't have a quarterback anymore. But we won. We have just beat Clemson and Miami in the past 2 weeks. We're riding high. We're going into Demon Deacon land, Wake Forest this week. So happy with it, Cam.
Love it. Washington, USC. I don't know if you stayed up for this one, Ward.
I did not.
I had some moolah on this game for the 3rd consecutive week.
I hope you bet the over.
One of my best friends, Alex Novak, talked me into siding with the Southern Cal Trojans. We did bet the over, so we got our money back. But USC money line was obviously not to play in this game. I tried to talk him out of it, but when your boy says he has a lock, you ride with him. I did. Lost some coin, made it back on the over. That cashed in like the first quarter, by the way.
Oh, yeah. What was I think there were like 49, 51?
No. I think it was like 72.5.
Oh, they have it that high? Damn.
Yeah, the halftime over was like 107.
Wow.
The live bet. I think there were like 2 or 3 defensive stops this entire game.
Pac-12 football for you, my friend.
My main takeaway, Michael Penix, as I said, Heisman favorite. I got on those ones early. Hope you guys did as well. Caleb Williams continues to make losing football plays.
No.
As talented as he is, as great as he is, the dude just makes losing football players more than he makes winning football plays against great competition. I've said it before. I'll say it again. One thing that drives me nuts about Caleb Williams is that you can look in a huddle, and he's got one of the greatest offensive minds of all time, and Lincoln Riley standing beside him. Another one in goodness gracious, the coach that just got fired from Arizona Ward.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't
know. He's got those 2 guys in the huddle, and he talks more than they do. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Listen to those guys every once in a while, please. But Washington, huge win. Michael Penix, Mr. Hee throwing that ball. Washington's legit, man. I love Washington.
Washington's good. Washington will be a college football playoff team,
I'll say that. Me and you could line up against either one of these defenses and probably put up 250
Probably,
yards.
Yeah.
These guys.
Pac-12 is not – I feel like all defense big recruits want to go SEC, not Big 12 – or not Pac-12. But, yep, good for and I will say that Caleb Williams is getting a lot of heat for his stuff, the stuff that happened after the game, him crying in his mom's arms. I don't see anything. It shows that he's really playing hard, and it shows he cares. So everybody giving him heat, especially Max Durgan, or the quarterback from TCU last year.
Yeah,
McDuggan, yeah, or Max. He was giving him shit, and Duggan.
Well, I'll say
Caleb Williams gave him shit first.
Yeah, exactly. It's
payback.
Cliff Kingsbury, by the way.
Kingsbury, yeah. But yeah, man, and another game. This one really. And I called this one, Cam, Alabama, LSU. This LSU team is obviously not the team that we thought they were going to be. LSU was favorites to go to the playoff and favorites to win the SEC. Or not win the SEC, I'm sorry. Win the SEC West. And this obviously is not looking good for them right now. They just eliminated themselves completely, probably from New Year's Six Bowl implication at this point. But, yeah, man, big win for Alabama. Alabama showing who they are and why they are a powerhouse in college football.
Yeah, man. Fun game if you guys didn't watch it. A lot of NFL talent on this field, but man, this LSU team goes as Jalen Daniels goes, and he gets knocked out in a fun game, a shootout, and
Yep.
Bama just kind of takes over. Again, I want to say shout out Jalen Milroe because that guy's
Yep.
incredible. Last game we have on the schedule, but I want to talk about one more after this. UGA wins 31-21 over Missouri. I saw this coming from a mile away. I will say shout out to Missouri. They looked like they belonged on the same football field as UGA as opposed to Kentucky a few weeks ago. But the talent in the trenches of UGA just take over. I've said it on this podcast before. Luther Burden, to me, is the best player in the country. That guy's incredible. The best player in the country is in Columbia, Missouri, playing wide receiver, wearing number 3.
Yeah.
But Ward, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, man, I think this Missouri team, and I put the score wrong. It was a 9-point game. I think it was 21-30, I want to say, but so I messed that one up. But anyway, man, this Missouri team's sneaky. This Missouri team's better than a lot of people think they are. I think they are one of the upper teams in the SEC. They play Tennessee this week, which is going to be really surprising. But no, man, this UGA team, they have depth. You know, they're well coached and they have depth. This game was very close at halftime. This game was very close in the third quarter, and Kirby Smart and the Georgia offense completely blew the score up. So UGA is good. It's going to be. I'm really curious to see what they do. You know, once SEC championship time comes around. Not sure who they're going to play. Who's going to be Alabama? Or right now, I guess it's Ole Miss, but
they played this week. So
yeah, well, they played this week, so we'll see. But I guess it's going to end up being Ole Miss or Alabama and Georgia, which everybody loves to see. But no, man, I don't think this Georgia team's as good as they were last year, but I think this Georgia team's good.
Yeah, quarterback play in Athens is not as high as it was. Carson Beck hasn't been great this season, but he's coming along. He's getting better every week. I want to say we can't shit on Clemson every week and then ignore them when they get a big win. They beat Notre Dame 31-23, making Sam Hartman 0-5 against Clemson in his career. But I know Justin Alford would have been a little bit upset if we shit on him and dunked on him these past few weeks and then didn't mention this. So huge win for Dabo.
Big win for Clemson, man. Big win for Clemson.
I'll say I don't necessarily like Dabo, but college football is better when Clemson is good.
ACC is better when Clemson is good.
Yeah, so huge win. Sam Hartman going out sad, which we had this stat last week.
Sam Hartman's never beat Clemson.
Never. Did I say the stat last week about Will Shipley, Ward? So Will Shipley went to Weddington. His dad went to NC State. His mom went to NC State.
I know. That's why I thought we were getting him a long time ago. Obviously, we didn't. But
Will Shipley's only win in Carter Finley in his career was the state championship at Weddington.
Did not know that. Love to see that.
So, and as I say, we can't dunk on Clemson every opportunity we get. I dunk on Clemson every opportunity I get. But shout out Justin Alford, the Clemson Tigers, and Dabo Swinney. Week 10 NFL preview award. My Steelers starting off the week, or starting off Sunday, excuse me, as 3-point favorites at home against the Packers. I like this game for us.
I like it for y'all.
The Packers have been not very good. This is not going to be a very fun game to watch if you like offenses. I would bet the under. I think it's at 38. But Steelers 3-point favorites. I've got us winning. This has like 1-point victory written all over it.
Yep. So I like the Steelers here as well, Cam. I think you guys are coming off a big win. Obviously, the Packers are coming off a big loss. So, or no, did the Packers win on Sunday? They lost 2 weeks ago. I don't know about this week. Aaron Jones is back, so you guys have to deal with him. But anyway, give me the Steelers winning and covering. This week, Commanders Seahawks play in Seattle. Seattle is opening up as a fat 6.5-point favorite. And Cam, I'm gonna say it, man. My brother loves the Seahawks too, so I don't like the Seahawks. But the Seahawks scored 3 points last week. I can't remember who they played, but they scored 3 points. They played the Ravens. The Ravens ran for like 250 total yards on them. So I like us, man. I like the Commanders this week. Commanders money line. We're coming off a big win on the road. We needed a win, obviously. I think I think Sam Howell's going to pick their defense apart. Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, if you guys have them in fantasy, this is a big week to play them as a flex option because they will get a lot of targets this week. But 6.5-point favorites really fat. So give me the boys winning and covering.
Yeah, man. Not to take a victory lap or anything, but I told everybody that would listen, take the Ravens last week. The Seahawks have not impressed me. John Castillo got mad at me before the season for saying that Geno Smith was not a top 10 quarterback. Turn on the film, big dog.
Turn on the film, brother.
Yeah, I got Commanders covering the 6.5. I'm not gonna sprinkle money line, but I think you guys cover the 6.5. Browns Ravens, huge game, huge implications for the AFC North, which looking like the best division in football once again. But the Ravens are 6-point favorites at home against the Browns. I like the Ravens winning this game. I like him covering. I'll believe Deshaun Watson is back to his former self when it happens. That's the only way this Browns team can beat the Ravens is through the air. And I just don't see that happening right now. So give me Ravens -6.
Yeah, the way the Ravens played this week, I'm not betting against them. The way they ran the ball, give me the Ravens -6 as well.
Love it. 49ers are 3-point favorites on the road against the Jags. They've had a rough few weeks, but give me the 49ers to cover here. The Jags have been a tough watch the past few weeks. I feel
they have been a tough watch, Cam, but the Jags have won 4 out of their last 5. So do keep that. I know you guys beat the Jags, right?
No, they beat us by 10 at home.
Did they? Okay. The Jags are hot right now. They're playing at home. The 49ers are not hot, but the 49ers are coming off a bye. So that is going to be interesting, man. I'm speaking some information in my own head. Since they're coming off a bye, I'm going with my first answer. Give me the Jags winning and obviously covering. To watch Chase Young in this game. I think Chase Young's going to get a lot of playing time, and Chase Young, there's a big opportunity that he makes an impact. So watch out for my boy. He's number 92 now, which is kind of weird, but
yeah, odd number, but literally not an odd number, but a weird number.
Mm-hmm.
Lions -1.5. Some sites have them has this game as a pick 'em, but we have them at -1.5 favorites. Going to Los Angeles, which is a pseudo home game. Yeah. There are no Charger fans. Give me the Lions to win big in this game.
Big, really? Yeah. You think it's gonna be an offensive shootout or not?
I think this defense is going to be able to kind of contain this Chargers team, and I think there's a lot of big plays coming with Jamison Williams.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be unlocked here pretty soon.
I like the Lions winning and covering. The 1.5 point spread's kind of crazy to me, so I would definitely dabble that Lions spread. But I like it, Cam. Give me the Lions.
Yep. And moving on, Week 11, college football. Michigan, 4.5 point favorites traveling to Penn State. I said earlier in the season, I think Penn State wins this football game. I'm sticking with my guns, man. Drew Lohr disappointed me against Ohio State. I think he's gonna have a bounce back against the Big Blue here. Give me Penn State money line, outright win at home.
I like it, big dog. I like it. And Cam, I'm going to disagree with you. I bet Penn State money line against Ohio State, and Penn State got drugged. And I think this Michigan team is better than Ohio State is. So Michigan does have a lot of allegations and stuff going on right now, but give me Michigan winning and Michigan winning big.
Love it.
When I say big, like 10 points.
Yeah, that's big. That's big in the Big East.
Yeah.
Alabama opens as 10.5 point favorites, going to Lexington to face my Wildcats. I felt good about this game until I saw Alabama rout LSU. Alabama's going to win this game. Don't get me wrong. I think they might
cover or not.
No, they're going to win big, dude. They're going to win by 14, 17.
Yeah, I hated to disagree with you, Cam, but yeah, I was deep on you guys. I was really deep on you guys when you guys were playing Georgia this year, and Devin Leary disappointed me. So this Alabama team's scary. So give me Alabama winning and covering. Sorry, Cam.
No, I'm with you, man. NC State, though, up in its 2.5 point favorites, traveling to Wake Forest, I believe. With the recent news, man, I'm going Wake Forest money line. I got that Wake Forest money line right when I saw MJ Morris wasn't playing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. And the reason I say that is, if you know anything about this NC State Wake Forest rivalry, we could be ranked number 1 in the country. We will go to Winston-Salem and get beat. We always do. I think we've won probably 2 out of the last 10 times in Winston-Salem. Complete opposite for them. They cannot win in Raleigh. So we go to Winston-Salem. We have some bad juju over there at Truist Field. So especially with all the quarterback stuff. Give me Wake Forest winning and covering.
Gotcha.
Or I'm sorry, Wake Forest money line. There's no. Oh, no, never mind. Wake Forest winning and covering. I apologize.
Yeah.
Utah, Washington, Cam.
Yeah, man. You guys know I love my Utes, especially when it comes to betting. They travel to Washington, with Washington being 9.5-point favorites. I'm not touching my Utah Utes this weekend. This Washington team is incredible, man. That offense is as high powered as it comes. I don't think Utah has the offense to match how bad this Washington defense is.
Nope. Same here, Cam. Give me Washington winning and covering.
Tennessee, 1-point favorites traveling to Columbia, Missouri. Give me Mizzou outright, man.
Hell yeah.
I said it, Luther Burden's the best player in the country. I stand by that. True sophomore. Tennessee struggles stopping the pass. That's about all this Mizzou team does. Tennessee's power run game is not going to be super effective. As we saw in the Kentucky-Missouri game, we couldn't run on them in the second half. Give me Mizzou outright here.
I'm the same way. I really could not agree with you more. Coach Drinkwitz. Did I pronounce his last name right?
Yeah.
Drinkwitz, yeah. Drinkwitz, former NC State
or
guy.
Dorkwitz. You can call him Dorkwitz.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Drinkwitz, former ACC guy or former NC State guy, former App State guy, now Missouri guy. It took him a couple years to get it rolling. He has it rolling now. Give Missouri winning outright.
Yep. We talked about this earlier. Ole Miss travels to Athens between the hedges. Georgia 10.5-point favorites. I say it every week, man. When UGA gets a ranked opponent, I've seen this song and dance before. Yep. They're going to win this game. They're going to cover.
Yep. I've bet twice against UGA this year, and I've lost both times. So maybe third time's a charm. Who knows? But give me UGA winning and covering.
Gotcha. USC travels to Oregon.
Oregon's going to beat the hell out of them.
Oregon opens up as a hefty 16.5-point favorite. I'll say betting-wise, I'm not touching this game.
16.5 is a lot of points against.
If you put a gun to my head, I'd say Southern Cal covers this 16.5. That's a lot of points, but I'm not touching it.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it either. But give me USC covering. Screw it. Why not?
Did we disagree at all during college football besides Michigan, Penn State on that one?
Penn State, we disagreed.
I think we agreed on everything else.
I think we agreed on everything. Yeah.
Ward, give me your locks of the week, your fade weight.
Locks of the week. So I do have some locks of the week I want to go over. Bears money line. Taking the Bears money line versus the Panthers this week. Cam, usually on these Tuesday podcasts, I do not have my picks ready. This week I do, and I'm sure these are going to change. Bears money line, their new quarterback is 2-1 as a starter. The Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. Give me the Bears winning this one. Colts Pats. They're playing in Germany. I told you to bet the over last week, Cam, between the two biggest offenses in the NFL, between the Chiefs and the Dolphins. They went under. Colts Pats, what are their offenses doing? Hammer the under. 43.5, hammer it. Bengals Texans. This is going to be an offensive shootout, Cam. Give me the over at 46. I'm not sure what the Ravens rushing yards are this week against the Browns. The Browns are pretty beat up. Give me the Ravens Browns. Yep, I'm not. Okay, I didn't think I was tripping. Give me the over the rushing yards between Lamar, that dude from ECU, and Gus Edwards. Give me the over there. And my next fade Wade pick, the biggest one of this week, and I hope I'm wrong when I say this, Wake Forest money line against NC State at home.
Love it. We can call this segment Bam's Bad Beats or Bam's Best Bets, whatever you feel like. 2 season-long picks I like. Fade U of L hoops every chance you get. That is the University of Louisville. They played UMBC last night and only won by 1. That tells me all I need to know. Fade them every chance you get this year. Armando Bacot, player prop rebounds, will be a wagon this year. They were set at like 9.5, 10.5 all season last year. I think he went like 26 of 30 in the regular season. So Armando Bacot rebounds will be a wagon. This week, Ball State plus 9.5 tonight versus your Northern Illinois boys.
Nice.
Yeah, this is action, baby. Tonight. So if you're not listening to this podcast within the next 4 hours, you're going to miss out on this one. Yeah. But I bet NIU last week to cover, and they kind of effed me. So this is a revenge bet. Ball State plus 9.5. Iowa and Rutgers. Another sicko bet, Ward. We got the under at 30 points, baby. Iowa Rutgers under 30. Hammer it. Basketball tonight. Auburn and Baylor play. over 147.5 total points. And then my NFL bet, Carolina and Chicago play. You already touched on this bet, but I'm taking the under 39 for this team for this game.
I like it, Cam. I like it, brother. And we'll move on, Cam. We do have a fat take this week. Haven't had a fat take in a while. From our boy, number one supporter, Justin Alford. Justin left a comment on the YouTube channel saying, just got around to watching. Tough loss for the Tigers against NC State. Justin, we do know this, brother. But anyway, wasting an elite defense this year. Our defense has put us in a position to win every game, but offense is just atrocious. We did bounce back against Notre Dame, but still only had 280 yards on offense. Just want to finish this season somewhat strong and build any team confidence knowing you open against Georgia next year. Not a team I want to open against in Georgia, but Justin, you're really down on your boys. Y'all just had a big win against Notre Dame. So it's not the Clemson team that you're used to, but you guys still have a really good chance of winning the ACC and making a New Year's Six Orange Bowl. So it's not completely out of the way. Cam, any comment on that?
Nah, man, I've been where he's at as a Kentucky football fan.
I'm where you are every year, brother. Trust me.
Yeah, you feel like as a Kentucky basketball fan, like people make fun of me of feeling like this during basketball season. Sometimes I'm going to make fun of Justin for feeling like this. Like you win 10 games every year. Like God forbid you have one where you win 8.
Where you win 8 or 9. Yeah. Welcome to an NC State fan. We're looking to make a bowl.
Yeah, like I'm excited to be 8-4, 9-3 as a Kentucky fan. So embarrassment of riches over there in Clemson.
Dude, I'm excited to make the Duke Mayo Bowl. If I make the Duke Mayo Bowl, I'm hype.
Speaking of that, they do have. I saw a few bowl projections last week.
Kentucky, NC State
in the Duke Mayo Bowl.
No way, dude!
Live pod from the Mayo Bowl. Baby.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But pet peeve of the week as we round out this show, Ward. I'm gonna let you go first.
Yep, I'll go ahead and kick it off, and it is the NFL referees this week. NFL referees have turned to prima donna. As all of you guys know, Washington rookie KJ Henry had his first sack this week.
Clemson Tiger.
He is a former Clemson Tiger, and he's a former Winston-Salem, West Forsyth High School grad as well. He's actually a class of 2018, just like me and Cam. But anyway, long story short, he did have a sack taken away from him on a BS roughing the passer call. So my pet peeve of the week is going to be NFL referees.
Yep. Keeping it in the NFL. Ward, I subscribe to NFL Plus so that I can get the all 22 film, so that I can do the film breakdowns. Nice. That design of that website or whatever you want to call it is brutal. Like you can't do like you have to like go through 3 different pages to get to slow-mo. And then you have to do it again to get out of slow-mo. So NFL Plus, if you're listening, just make it a little bit easier to navigate when we're watching the all 22 film, please.
Yeah. I have not checked out NFL 22 yet. That will be the next one to check out. But Cam, full plate, empty stomach. I'll go ahead and kick it off. My full plate this week, and I'm going to eat my own words when I say this, but it is Mr. Wemby, Victor Wembanyama. All that shit I talked about him. The boy's playing good. So
such a bust.
Yeah, I still think he is going to be a bust, but he's starting out strong. Hey, they're not in the playoffs yet. They don't play defense in the regular season. So good for Wemby. He did get his shot blocked pretty bad last night. But
by former Cat Isaiah Jackson, by the way.
There you go. Good Cats. But anyway, yeah, good for Wemby's playing good. So he's my full plate. He's
been awesome. My full plate here. Kentucky got a new basketball court today. They just announced it before we get on the show. For anybody who knows me, knows that for the past 3 years I've been calling for this.
I have not seen it yet. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
They've got Central Bank is the court sponsor, and they just slapped 2 huge blue stickers that aren't even placement wise on the court. I've been calling for this for a long time. The new court looks awesome. Couldn't be happier. Shout out to the whole athletic department for making that happen.
I'm looking it up real quick. You get into your empty stomach and let me.
Yep. Empty stomach. I've got 2. First of all, Tom Izzo, number 3 ranked Michigan State, lost last night in a pay game. They paid somebody to come play on their home court, and they got
who got beat?
Michigan State.
No, they did not. By who?
Let me look real quick. I don't have.
Some bullshit BS team.
Oh yeah, it was a low level team.
Wow.
In a pay game, like they actually paid them to come play.
Wow.
James Madison, yeah, 79, 76.
No way.
Yeah. So Tom Izzo is my first empty stomach. Goodness gracious, my work is going off. And Panthers fans, man, I got on some Twitter spaces after the game, and man, they're in a rough spot.
Yeah.
So Panthers fans are also my empty stomach.
My empty stomach this week, I don't have it written down, Cam, but it's actually going to be the NCAA. So right now, as anybody knows, James Madison, they're one of the only undefeated teams in college football. They are 9-0 or 10-0. And anyway, the NCAA is blocking them since they just transferred from FCS to FBS. NCAA is blocking them from having the opportunity to join a bowl game this year. So there's a big appeal going on. I do think that James Madison deserves a shot to get play somebody. I'm not saying a college football shot or like a college football playoff shot, but give them a, NC State, Kentucky, give them a team like that and like a Duke Mayo Bowl or something like that. So NCAA, give the boys a shot. They give their whole life to football as two former college athletes. I think we can speak pretty open to this. You give your life to this. Give the boys the opportunity to go travel to a bowl game.
Yeah, man. I think this is the dumbest rule in sports. If a team comes up a division, why are we punishing them for being good?
And if they're 10-0,
dude,
or 9-0, whatever.
Bellarmine basketball went through this last year. They won their conference tournament and didn't get an NCAA bid. Yep. These guys are coming up to FBS and dominating. Yep. Why are they getting punished for that? But I digress. As we get out of here, I want to remind everybody, find us on Spotify, YouTube, just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. Find us on Instagram, Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Song of the week for me, You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive, Patty Loveless. Ward on if you have one.
I do have one this week, and I actually just heard it the other day. Hank Williams, the Blues Man. Hank Jr., the Blues Man. So, Cam, I love you, brother. It's always good to catch up. We're like 30 hours in the books now of podcasts. So check the boys out. Thank you guys for all the continued support. And if you made it this far, I owe you a beer.
There you go. Love you guys. Peace.